No, gotta feed the patrons. I know we already recording. I
Right.
like that, I like hard opens. It's one of those things that you be weird to some people when you just start people just see you talking and shit.
But it kind of make it normal too.
Yeah,
Man,
who would just have a conversation? Hey, what's up, welcome niggas?
like you got a cameraman, 3, 2, 1,
You know how it
and
go,
we're
man.
live. Man, do you know making these damn hookahs is a motherfucker?
Where is your
Say, hey, I ain't even gonna.
Oh, okay. We ain't putting that on here. Then we might have to. So you gotta go back over here. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, she got it. Oh, my bad. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so she had to go in the kitchen, man. Had to go in the kitchen. Yo. Playroom Blueprint. We back here on location. This part one.
This part
might
one
be
for
part two a little bit later on. To see if the homies show up or not. We'll see how that work out, man. Speedy, man, what's up, bro?
Man, hey, it's almost New Year. Shoot, I'm trying to live the dream. New Year, new me. What you gonna do? New Year, new me. I'm gonna start working out and shit. Get my New Year's resolution going.
Listen, I'm trying to look. I got down into the 280s now from 320. Wait till I get to these 250s, man. By the summertime,
say ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you shit, huh?
I mean, look at my wife's face over there already, looking at me like shit. I ain't gonna be out here topless.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Speaking of talking shit. I mean, let's start here, bro, because we've been on our trying to get the fellas really locked in as to what's kind of going on and stuff like that, man. And today, bro, do we stay too long? And when we stay, is it because of loyalty or love, or we just don't know ourselves?
Can we toast to that real quick? We both got drinks today.
Toast to the day, man. Cheers, man. So,
man. So okay. So you said, is it loyalty?
Is it loyalty? Is it love? Or do we just not know ourselves enough to know that it's time to fucking go? That's the initial topic, man. Let me ask you this. We're gonna start here before we get there.
Crazy.
The one thing that we had growing up, we had your grandparents and stuff like that. They probably worked the same job for 30 years, got to go watch, retired, and then had to get a second job because they ain't had no retirement fund.
Right.
Because they didn't know how to quit. They didn't know how to give up because what they had for them, they felt like was for them. And they didn't move forward. They were like, hey, this is what I got. It's the best I can do.
Yeah.
Do we often feel like that she's the best we can do?
So I'm gonna get a little personal on this one. Okay. I'm gonna get a little personal. So, actually I had a conversation with I actually talked about this last Tuesday on the Conversations and Cocktails. Is what we do, what I went into was leadership.
Okay.
And so I was telling somebody, I was like, hey, as men, well, for me, I saw my dad lead on the surface level, but not necessarily behind the scenes.
You didn't know what the fuck happened behind the scenes.
I don't know what the behind the scenes was like, when it comes to like maybe the arguments or maybe the hard conversations, the things that we do. And that doesn't transfer over into your relationship. Yeah. So, you learn how to be a man, but it didn't translate to you being a leader because I feel like it was kind of frowned upon, like, stay in a child's place, but when you get into these relationships and get into being an adult, then you're like, what do I do? How do I make my spouse happy? So for me, I just wanted to make my spouse happy, whatever that meant. I wanted to make sure that I want to make my spouse happy. So but that
ain't your job. But go ahead.
It's not right. But with that, sometimes I didn't know when to leave because I felt like if she's upset, if my spouse is upset, then it's probably my fault. I did something to upset the balance of our relationship. So I would stay because I felt like I needed to create a safe space for my partner.
Now here's the caveat with that. And I'm learning that in my 40s, and when I've been married almost 20, it'll be 20 years next year.
Right.
I'm learning that more in my 40s that I have to sometimes choose my peace over hers.
Right.
And not that I'm disregarding what she needs from me.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things of like, but how can only one of us be happy in a relationship?
Right, exactly.
How can only one of us be fully happy? I have to be able to communicate what my needs are. And I think the one thing that we don't do enough of is communicate what our needs are. And in the moments when we have to, we wait until it's too late.
Right.
We wait until everything we didn't burn this bitch down.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody,
the wheels them fell off
and got thrown and broken, hearts have been broken. And now we want to tell them what we need.
Right.
Like, because we're afraid of the hard conversations.
Exactly.
So, I kind of look at it as looking as like, you know, real men don't quit versus real men choosing their peace. So at one point, did you choose your peace?
So, I mean, in some instances, I chose it after.
Which one?
I chose it after. Kind of to your point, I chose it after. It was like, it honestly was like people were telling me, this is what I need to do in a way, because they were asking me the hard questions. I wasn't, you know, in my relationships, I didn't know exactly what made me happy.
Yeah.
So because I didn't know what made me happy, I couldn't tell my spouse that. And that put me I put myself on the back burner, not on purpose because of that person, but because of just myself.
Let me ask you this, because I heard what you just said, because in a relationship, you didn't, because one thing I definitely want, and, you know, especially when we do cigars and whiskey,
right?
I want to talk about happiness and like, do you know what makes you happy? And not in a relationship,
but just in
do
general.
You know what makes you happy? And I don't think men know what makes them happy. And I'm not talking about, all right, like video games, pussy,
right,
chicken,
right, like shit down. You know, okay, not me to interrupt. But I told somebody the other day, I was like, if you are a single man or woman and you tell, and I'm trying to date you, I'm trying to talk to you. And I have a routine of saying that I go to the gym every morning at 4 a.m., right? But I get with you and then I'm still doing the same thing, but you get upset and you say, I don't want you to do that. But that's my peace.
Yeah.
I get up at 4 a.m. and I start my day with a workout and I can go about the rest of my day. That's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
But I feel us as people, I'm not going to just say men, but us as people, I feel like men compromise a little bit more. We'll go into that maybe a little bit another time.
We can say that shit.
But I just feel like we'll compromise and we'll say, you know what? I'll go at 7 instead of 4. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, here's the thing when it comes to that is that I reserve the right for my peace to change.
Right.
It may, I may not have, I've been big all my life. I may not have been working out. Now I'm starting to do this. And the question may come, why are you doing this now? Are you doing it for someone else?
Right, and right. It's always somebody else.
Because it's not that I want to just do it. It's always has to be someone else compared to just me just wanting to just do something.
Right, exactly. But it doesn't, you know, and that is the question that comes up most of the time. It's not always somebody else or something. It's just in me. Yeah. If I wake up one day and I say I want to do this, then that's what I want to do because that makes me happy. I made the thought in my mind saying that that's what I want to do. So why can't I do that?
I think we can't do it because it's, if you look at what it looks like from the outside looking in, and you see how the conversation she's had with her friends after, he going to do new things, so it got to be somebody different.
Got to be somebody different.
So now we sitting there, we sticking around, and we don't want to be another statistic. We don't want to be like the other nigga.
Right.
I want to be different. So
hold on, but see, branching off to that point. Yeah. Let's just say it is somebody different.
Yeah.
Why is this person coming in here and telling me or giving me something that you're not giving to me in the relationship as my spouse? If you haven't encouraged me to go and do what makes me happy, or even ask the question, what makes you happy? But somebody regular that we probably don't know, or somebody out of job, some random person say, do you know what makes you happy? And you be like, no. Well, do something to make you happy.
You just found out what non-monogamy is. Why polyamory actually speaks to some people.
Right.
Not the sense of you're lacking something.
Exactly.
But you may get motivation, you may get advice, you may get love. in a different way from someone else, and neither is wrong.
Right, exactly.
And a lot of people feel like, oh, well, this person that I'm with should be able to give me everything that I desire, everything
but
that I need.
They can't. It's impossible. You are only going to, like that whole 80-20 rule when they talk about the 80-20 or whatever. I believe you are only going to get 80% of what you need and want in a relationship. And that's not a bad thing.
It's just what that 20 is.
It's just what that 20. But honestly, if you can sacrifice that 20, that 80 is all you really need. I don't want somebody that's going to give me 100%. Because that means somebody's sacrificing too much of themselves in order for you to be happy. That 20%, honestly, that 20% doesn't have to be negative. It could be positive. That 20% could be something that your spouse doesn't give you. If your spouse doesn't like to watch movies, but you do, and you go to a movie date by yourself, why is that a problem?
Bitches was at the movies?
Was it bitches at the movies? It was bitches at the movies. Hell, yes, it was. They was watching the same movie that I was.
But and here's the thing that, even kind of going back to that is that, and I want to ask this question: who taught us that staying was the right thing?
Ooh.
Because I'm gonna say this, it's gonna be controversial. I'm like,
okay, hey,
men, because of everything that goes on, who's raising us, things like that. Men are taught to love women from a woman's perspective. We are not taught to love women by other men. We haven't seen it. We're not taught it. It's not a learned behavior. We learn it because of what our mothers watching on TV, what they're talking to their friends about, and then we're seeing how they're being treated too. So now we're learning she accepts this shit. Anybody will accept it.
Exactly, because that's my mama.
Yeah, and we don't want to sit here and be like, oh, your mama was stupid. We don't want to say that out loud. But call a spade a spade. A lot of our mamas was dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
not that because and not that they said they stayed. It's because they didn't know their own worth, their own self-worth.
Exactly.
And sometimes staying is a good thing because, again, you do have growth. I know for myself personally, I've done things that I'm not proud of, things like that, and I've experienced growth through the years, and I'm able to fix issues and fix myself because I've learned how to love. But it took me learning how to love her properly and not learning how to love how she wants me to love.
Right, but you got to get somebody that's willing to go through the growth with you. Exactly. Because the growth, yes, could be it can be for you all day, but if you're in a relationship, then the growth should be for the both of you guys. You can be a better man for your spouse, and that makes your spouse a better person because you're better. So yeah, I mean,
and then the opposite side of that, because what we didn't see, why weren't we taught to leave with dignity?
It's always a problem.
Because if I leave, I'm the issue.
I'm the issue, right?
Or if I leave, it's always someone has to be at fault,
right?
And sometimes you can just say that we grew apart. And I think the one thing that I think that people don't have, like I said, me and the wife, and obviously I'm gonna keep going back to me and her because of just a relationship,
right?
Like that. We have the tough conversation. We want to make sure that this is still working. Because the one thing that we always say to each other is that once them kids is gone, it's just me and you. How do I know that I'm gonna like this motherfucker that's in the house with me?
Man.
Because most people living for the kids. They living for the house. They living for
friends,
for
all the other bullshit.
And then once all that is gone, what else do you have?
Right. And you said something just there. You said, do I like you?
Yeah.
Not love.
No, do I like you?
Do I like you? I like ice cream. I like food. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing that people don't get. Do I like you?
Because if I like you, that means I want to experience you more and more and more.
I want to do things with you.
I think that we love ain't good for us.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. And that be the thing is that we don't know. A lot of times we don't know it's just good for us, and we don't know how to say no.
Why don't we know? Why can't we say no?
Because no is no.
Why can't we say no?
I want you to talk to every woman you know and ask her, when you hear no, what do you feel?
I'm just a baby.
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. How you gonna say no to me?
Exactly.
But I can't say no. I should be able to say no.
You should be able to say no.
But
not no. But I feel like when they hear no, they're feeling like the world's ended because you know why? They've been hearing no they hear no so much, and I'm not going because I'm not about to sit here and bash them. They hear no so much on a day-to-day basis. I've never they push us out the door being black men.
Right,
I'm
right.
gonna tailor off of this. I'm gonna come back, and they make sure our wounds are lit. They make sure that that what we're facing on the outside world, the healthy relationships, that we're taking care of.
Right, exactly.
That are we giving that same thing? Because as a black woman or as a woman, our we don't know what that feels like.
Right.
We don't know. Yeah. We don't know what that feels like. A lot of times we sit here and say, okay, well, I'm facing this as a man. This is what I'm going through. But we don't put enough of putting ourselves in their shoes and seeing what it's like to be them.
Exactly. I mean, but we can't. And now I'm gonna go back to a couple of conversations we had, probably for the first one, that alpha and beta. Male characteristic.
The alpha male ain't
going for that. But the beta male, he will try his best to put himself in their shoes, because we care enough in order for you to for us to work this out.
But ain't no young woman gonna say they want that out loud. Because I want a hard nigga that's soft for me, but he don't take no shit. He a cussing nigga out. That's the ego.
That's the ego.
They want the ego because that's what they seen as powerful.
Right.
But they don't know that they're confident. They think that that's confidence.
No.
So a lot of times we were talking about last week that our need between ego and confidence.
Right.
They don't know that that's just their ego. That is not a confident man.
Right.
And that non-confident man is going to don't fuck your world up. Probably in a way that you didn't expect.
And it's powerful enough to either A, manipulate you and take you through some things, or B, he can use that power for good, and maybe y'all can grow together in a way that you want it. But you're gonna always have some trials, tribulations, because first of all, being a young person in a relationship anyway, you're gonna have some shit that you gonna go through. You're gonna have to go through it in order for things to happen later on down the line. And going back to your point as well, when you talk about your mom, when you talk about moms being dumb, and where we learn.
I ain't saying
not everybody.
I just want to make sure that y'all know that.
But we done all been stupid around somebody. But going back, we, our moms or our parents saw our grandparents, and they would been married 20, 30, 40, 50 years throughout all the bullshit. The daddy done had another family somewhere, but no, I'm gonna stay with this man because whatever's whatever. So they learned that from
they choosing to be silent because they feel like that's being strong.
That's being strong.
And which gives me to my next topic, is that we see how we flowing, because at what point does being emotional available trump being emotionally invisible?
Emotionally available versus emotionally invisible.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I'm quiet. I'm not saying anything. But am I not showing you the emotion? Because that's a learned behavior. I'm gonna talk a little bit personally. Like I got a Christmas gift from my daughter.
Okay.
She wrote a letter to me, and she told me about how basically how she feels that I'm always there for people. I'm giving. She sees it. We've never talked about that.
Right.
So so while I may not know that she sees it, I've been emotionally available to her. She's seen my emotion. She's seen what I've done for other people. Whereas if I was our grandfathers, who he just go to work, he come home, he don't say much, he grin and bear it. You don't know what he feels. You don't know him emotionally.
Right.
You know what he's done. You know those things. But if you were just sit there and ask like, hey, who are you? He wouldn't know how to answer that. We grew up learning how to be invisible.
Right. And that being emotionally available, I'm gonna go off that too. I just had a talk with my oldest daughter, and she said that she felt like there was a time where I didn't protect her. And so in my mind, I wanted to be like,
nigga, I
always protect you. You know what I'm saying? I always protect you. I'll do it. But she gave me the example, and she told me, and I had to sit there and sit in it and be like, you know what? I can't be emotionally unavailable for her, because this is something that she wants to tell me. She feels like she needs to tell me. So I have to be emotionally available for her, so she doesn't feel emotionally invisible.
And who are you to tell her she's wrong?
Right.
Because guess whose feelings those are?
Those are hers. And no matter if I'm her dad or not or whatever, I need to be her. I need to be there for her in that moment, so that she knows that, first of all, you're already saying that I didn't protect you in this instance. I need to be able to protect you in your feelings right here.
And she's trusting you.
And she's trusting me right now.
Now, if you do the asshole thing and you break that trust, you may not ever get it back again. Never. Because she's telling you, hey, this is what I felt. Now it's up to you to respond in a way.
Exactly.
Another part of the letter that I didn't say is that she said that I taught her how to sometimes speak slow. Okay. React slowly, excuse me. Even though, don't be so quick to jump in. And like sometimes sit back and listen.
Process some of it.
Because, and that's the one thing that you needed to do right then, is that let me process that and see how do I become better. Because she's telling you how to be better for her right now.
Exactly.
She couldn't tell you as a child. But right now she's telling you, hey, this is what I need from you. And that's up to you to actually deliver it or say, hey, fuck that shit. This is who I am.
Right.
And a lot of men go, what do? This is me.
This is me.
I ain't changing for nobody.
Exactly. And honestly, you have to go through certain situations in order to get to a certain point where you can be that type of person for other people. I mean, you're going to be somebody for somebody else, but you have to be somebody for yourself. You have to make sure that if you got to be vulnerable yourself in order to figure out if you can be vulnerable for other people. If you got to be hard all the time, then you can't be emotionally available for somebody else. No. You can't mentally process how they're feeling in this moment, whether you can relate or not.
Because we're at this point, we're thinking that when they're going through that, we're thinking that we're being patient, and we're not. We're just being tolerant. And we got at one point, do we stop confusing being patient with being tolerant of what's going on in our life?
Because how many times have you been like, man, I can't wait till this motherfucker stop talking?
Man, like, bitch, or you get mad, or you want to walk away, or you want to do the thing. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna walk away as nigga.
Right.
Because I'll come back, but because what I don't want to do is say something that I can't come back from.
Right. Exactly.
Because I've been growing up. I mean, you don't know me as that, and everybody who in Dallas don't know me as that. I'm a bit of a hothead.
Okay.
And I don't. So I choose to stay silent sometime and then come back to it.
Right.
And even using this platform right here as my therapy for that, because what I don't want to do is feel like because I should say feel like I don't want to feel like I'm not being the best version of me, especially like I say in my relationship and things like that, is that am I, and I'm going to bring this up because a lot of times as men, we feel like she's safe with me. Not safe. She's secure with me.
Secure. Okay.
She's secure with me. I'm a provider, but provider is not a partner.
Right.
And that's what I had to learn how to be. I had to learn how to be a partner. So for yourself, when it comes to obviously staying, and at what point does that partnership feel like it's not, being a provider doesn't feel like you're being respected as a partner?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can be a provider financially, whatever the case may be, but when you start seeing yourself as a job, when you start seeing yourself as an ATM, when you start seeing yourself as a blow up doll, a sex, I'm telling you, yes. When you start seeing yourself as those things, that means that the relationship has gone sour somewhere. And the crazy thing is that we let a lot of stuff fester, and we don't get to the root of a lot of stuff. There's all this surface level stuff that could cause a problem, but there's roots at the bottom from where it came from. Because okay, wait, I'm gonna say something because it's stupid, but it's it makes sense. You give your girl probably some of the best dick, whatever, and then all of a sudden you have a quick night. Then oh baby, it's fine, whatever. But let a problem fester for a little bit, and then when you give her one of those quick nights,
Guess I gotta go somewhere. I guess I gotta reach in this drawer.
Right, exactly. So that wasn't a problem before because I love you, I understand you, and I get why this happened. But because we've been having problems that we haven't taken care of, and now the foundation is growing and growing and growing, now little shit becomes big shit, and now I'm gonna start. Some people in relationships start using that as ammo to push your buttons.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I'm mad now. You mad? Now I'm mad. Now we're just pissed off. Now y'all not having sex. Now y'all not going on dates. Now y'all not loving on each other.
And then we start using keywords to our friends or people like they keep around us saying, "Oh, well, you know, they ain't respecting me now, or they ain't loyal to me now because they not giving me what I want,
what you want."
And like, you know, loyalty ain't always giving the person what they want. Or respect and always giving that person what they want. Man.
Exactly.
It's a, you know, that's a two-way street, you know, and that's a real two-way street, being loyal to each other. So let me ask you this question.
I feel like it's gonna be some shit, but okay. Go ahead.
What does loyalty cost you?
Is there weed in here? Do I need to
you need to what has loyalty cost you? We're gonna ask that question tonight.
What has loyalty cost me?
Because that's I know it feels loaded, don't it? This is the main question I wanted to get to tonight.
Okay.
To make sure.
That's so personally, loyalty has cost me part of myself that I thought that I gained. Loyalty has cost me a part of me that I gained in my peace. And I allowed my loyalty to overstep my peace because I wanted to make my spouse happy. There it goes again. I wanted to make sure that
you wanted to make somebody else happy.
I wanted to make somebody else happy. And I don't want them to leave. I don't want them to do, oh, baby, no, don't go. Stupid ass shit. No, if you want to go, go. Because that's gonna make you. First of all, that's gonna make you happy.
Is it? But yeah.
You know,
they say because that can be a weapon too.
Right? Exactly. I'ma leave. Okay. And what do we? And most of the time, what we do? No, don't go. We can fix this. Yeah. But
I'ma change.
And I mean, shit, I'm guilty of that too. I'ma change, baby.
I'ma do it. I'm gonna be better.
I'm gonna be better. But how? But there's no plan behind the words. You know what I'm saying? There's no plan behind the words. And because there's no plan behind the words, you don't really change. You go, how many days do you go about your day doing the same thing over and over again, not even thinking about some of the changes that you probably need to make? Do we change every day? No, we don't, but we should.
Yeah. It's an overtime thing, man. It's overtime, but it's like, you know, I'm now getting to my question portion right now because now it's it's kind of hitting here. So it's like
that loyalty is a motherfucker. That
man.
Loyalty is a motherfucker.
And what happens, especially with loyalty, what happens with this too is a lot of it goes back to how you met and how your relationship started.
Okay.
And
you want to go there
because you think about this, a lot of relationships, especially as an adult, and you get into new relationships. What do you try to avoid? I'm trying to avoid being like that nigga that you had. She trying to avoid being like this woman that you had. Y'all are trauma bonding. And so we don't realize that we're doing it as an adult because we're masking it as love.
Right. You doing some of the stuff that I didn't get in my last relationship, so I love you now.
Because I told you my trauma. I told you what I felt, and now you're like, hey, I ain't gonna never be like that. So
I ain't gonna. But
guess what? You might be that nigga.
You might be. You might, and honestly, you might not do the same things that person did, but you're doing something different. And you got to be careful sometimes telling people about some of your trauma. You can't always dump it in the first two rounds. Yeah. You got to kind of wait. Ease me into your crazy. But when we actually go and when we dig, we have to be able to dig as well. We go 6 months to a year without actually digging.
Yeah.
We just see all this surface level stuff, and we see the representative that we like, and we say fuck the rest of the stuff. I can deal with this shit. But
she just hit me a little bit.
Just a little bit, like a little tap. You know, I'm a man. I can take that shit. Shit.
I mean,
just hit your ass with a skillet then.
But the thing is, though, I feel like, and I probably put this here in my notes, that we have to leave before that attachment or that trauma turns into our obligation.
Man, exactly. But
because
because
I feel obligated to help you,
to save you.
I gotta, because you mine now. I gotta make sure that you don't have that's not my fucking obligation.
But we make it our obligation. We make it our obligation because that is what we were taught.
Yeah,
we were taught. Hey, now only in marriage do you hear for better or for worse. But in these relationships, these vows don't mean shit. So why can't you leave? This is your out. You're seeing this. The wall, it says wall. There's a wall here in 500 feet. Slow down or stop. And you just run into that motherfucker because you be like, oh, it's going to move for me.
Right. Well, I put this question for you, and I'm going to let you see. So why do we stay when we already know?
We mask it as love. We mask it as, I love this person and I'm going to stick beside him. He's a good man, Savannah.
Love is enough.
Is love enough?
Fuck no.
It's not enough.
Because if you, at this age right now, if you depended on love as your source of happiness for your relationship, you're doing it the wrong way.
Right, exactly. I don't think the people understand that when you love somebody, you can love somebody every single day. You love your mama, your kids, your family, your sister's brother, whatever. But what does love mean to you? What does love mean to you? Because you can love somebody without liking them, or you can love somebody without being with them. There's a lot of people that I love that I don't even talk to right now.
Yeah.
You can leave, and it's better for you. It's better for your mental health and your peace, honestly.
The problem with it though is that we don't respond well, because what happens with these arguments, and when we get to this point and that trauma, and then we don't know when to leave, and that love is now here's the ultimatum. If you do this, I'm leaving.
Right.
If you do this, you got to go. So, so my question when it comes to that, now, not even a question, and I lost my damn place. I was there, man. I was ready to cook too. When it comes to ultimatums, like, why can't we just say I'm not okay with this without there being an ultimatum?
Because we're afraid that we're gonna, I'm gonna say this. It's been a lot of personal shit tonight.
Yeah.
What's in this cup? What's in this cup? Right. But no, I at a certain point I felt like I hated being alone. And so I'm not, now that's nobody's fault. Yeah. That's my fault. That's something internal that I have to figure out. But
it's still a learned behavior. Go ahead.
You're right. Yeah. But I felt like at the end of the day, if I can keep this person here, I'll be okay. And that's wrong on both ends. That's wrong for me, and that's wrong for them. People say they cut off game strong, and that's a good and bad trait to have. But at the end of the day, if you cut these people off because it's gonna disturb your peace, then why not do it?
That's because of this part right here, and I'm gonna ask you the question what you just said to that. Because of this question, why do we call leaving giving up instead of choosing growth?
All right, I'm gonna walk off.
We call leaving giving up. Why do we call it giving up instead of choosing?
Because that's what society has told us. Oh, you just get everybody that you talk to. Why you quit? You gave up. You did this. You did that. But why? Like you said, why couldn't it just be I'm choosing me?
Yeah.
And not only that, you choosing to separate from a situation where both of y'all could benefit. I love her enough to go ahead and relieve myself because that's in right now, she might not see it. I might not see it. We're going to go through some shit, but it's going to make us both better in the long run. And people and society has told us you're giving up.
Yeah.
like whether it's marriage, long-term relationships, whatever the case may be, you're giving up. Nobody has said that other than people in society, because hell, they probably haven't been in a relationship or long-term relationship. So what do they know? And plus, you not in my relationship. How the hell you gonna tell me I'm giving up? How did you not know that I fought?
Because they know the surface level.
That surface level.
They know the surface level love.
It's flowers on this dirt, everything growing, but it's chaos down there.
There's still shit in there.
I need
that shit to grow.
Right.
We gotta go through this shit in order to get this what's up here at the top. And I think a lot of that is that
that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna use that one. We're gonna use that one.
Yeah.
And I think that's really just knowing who your partner is,
right.
At the end of the day. And knowing where you guys are, knowing if you are if you guys are being intentional in your dealings, or if that person is, being manipulative, and you learn that over time, and that's when you should go. But things like this, though, like, are you staying because you're aligned or because you're afraid?
I think it goes back to how you met this person.
Yeah, and the trauma bonding.
That trauma bonding, because you feel like there's so many words out here nowadays. Your soulmate, your twin flame, and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of the times these people aren't aligned. Like when you say aligned, that means that I don't want nobody to have my back. I want somebody to be right there next to me, fighting the fight that I'm fighting as well. Cause I know for sure, if this person's right next to me fighting the fight, we're on the same page. Like you said, we're aligned. I don't want nobody behind me, because in a way, you're following behind me. You're not turned around getting the stuff behind me, and I'm getting stuff in front of you. We're both fighting the fight together. So at the end of the day, you have to figure out what foundation y'all had in order to be aligned. Because you're most of the time you're staying out of fear, because that's something you want. That's something you may want. Sometimes you might like that toxic stuff, or maybe you like what they do for you financially, mentally, physically, whatever. Sometimes it's sexual. Sometimes I don't want to lose my best either.
Yeah, I definitely ain't losing mine. Yeah, I definitely gonna lose mine. So, all right, I'm gonna close this out, and we're gonna do a part 2.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do a part 2. I'm ready for that.
We touch the lifestyle part.
No, we haven't, and we got a lot of shit to talk about on that side too.
I'm gonna ask you these last comments.
Okay.
All right. What's one sign that you stayed too long? One sign. I'm giving you some therapy today. I ain't did this before.
Sagittarius, and I'm a Sagittarius. And the crazy thing is, I saw things in the beginning that I knew were red flags. And I should have left right then and there. And it was very early in the relationship.
But you can change that motherfucker.
But I can change the person, and I can help the person. Yeah. But there was one time where something crazy happened. Not gonna say it on camera, but something crazy happened. And I was planning my exit plan. I said, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And now the sex was bomb. I ain't gonna lie to you, but trauma bond, sexual bond, we didn't really know each other. We didn't really sit down and actually talk about some of the things that you were going through, I was going through. Hell, I just, I was recently divorced at that time. Like, there was a lot of stuff that we should have sat down and talked about before we even said that we were going to be in a relationship. I have one of my homeboys. He told me he doesn't date a woman until he sees her in all 4 seasons of a year.
I feel that.
So he can make sure that I can see you in this season, I can see you in that season, what your summertime looks like, what your wintertime looks like. If you lose something, or if something happens as far as you lose your job, you lose a relative, how are you coping with that? How you feel about that? Yeah. And that's dope.
Yeah.
because we jump into certain situations so fast. It'd be 3 months and we already living together. Why?
Yeah, I don't. Listen, I've been married. I've been the same motherfucker forever, so I ain't never felt that one. All right, last one for now. You can talk to Speed pre-COVID.
Talk to Speed
pre-COVID.
Okay.
What you tell him about your life or what he needs to do? Because I know everybody want to say their younger self, but 12-year-old you ain't gonna understand what you're going through.
Right.
Pre-COVID you will probably just be enough to know, hey, you know what? Let me right or left. Right. Pre-COVID.
So pre-COVID Speed. What I would like to tell him is that, first of all, it's okay not to be okay. Second of all, you should have got off your ass and did better as far as your business. You had the opportunity to be better than you were at the time that you were thinking about it. But it's okay, because I know that you were going through a lot mentally, and because of that, I give you grace. And it's okay that you went through that. It made you a better person, and it turned out to be a really good thing. So
we don't realize how important grace is, man.
Grace.
We don't realize it, bro. So, all right, y'all. Part 2 gonna come. We may or may not have somebody else with us. We're gonna still film it later on too. We still got a lot.
We still got a lot to talk about. Also, everybody, if we don't see you, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you guys. It's definitely gonna be a great year, 2026.
Coming up January already, Pat. Cigar and whiskey, January 31st.
Yeah.
Aquarius season.
Oh Lord.
Birthday. It's coming.
Oh, Jesus.
It's coming.
I'm ready for it too.
It's coming, bro.
Also, cocktails and conversations. We're gonna expand that. Into.
Let's hold off.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's hold off.
Just know we expanded. It's coming. We're expanded. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I think. And also, I'm gonna tell you this. Going into the new year, I appreciate the opportunity for this. I started the cocktails and conversations for therapy for me.
Yeah.
And coming onto this podcast actually helped me out a lot, because it showed me how to talk about a little bit more than what I wanted to, but I needed to.
You don't realize what you need until you actually have it, man. And that's the one thing with growth. That's the thing with what we're talking about right now, even today, is that you have to know that it's okay to change what your peace looks like.
Right.
A lot of times we feel like our peace is what I had when I was growing up. Your peace changes because you've changed. Okay? If you sit there and you're stagnant, you're doing the same shit that you was doing, you're no different than anybody else. And that trauma bonding, you're going to continue to trauma bond with your next relationship.
Exactly.
All right. We'll see y'all part 2 coming up.
All right. Part 2 coming up, y'all.